Here we are today, YouTube. What we are doing now in this video, we are going to change it from custom 4.1.2 to stock 4.4.2, which this is a custom ROM that's on the device, in which you can see the super user and everything else. This is a custom ROM. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and get everything set up. Started with the process. In which we already have the firmware file downloaded already from Sam Mobile. We're just gonna go ahead and get this plugged in. Okay, so what you want to do is, we've already extracted the proper file, so we're gonna go over here and go into our system tools. We're using the latest Odin, in which you want to put the firmware file in AP. So we're going to go scroll to look for the firmware file. Okay. Must wait until it says that the firmware is okay. Okay, firmware is okay. Okay, now the firmware has successfully been added. So you have to take the device, you have to put it into download mode. So you have to power the phone off, press and hold volume down, home, and power, and then volume up to continue. We're going to pause the video to perform this step. Okay, we are back now. We successfully placed it into download mode. Now you have to press volume up to continue. Okay, now as it says downloading, we must plug it into the PC. Okay, the device says that it's added, so now we must press start. Which, as you can see, the blue line, once everything completes, there is a possibility that it may get stuck on the sprint screen. Once everything gets done, there's a possibility you have to do a hard reset on the device. That's just if it gets stuck on the sprint screen. in which it takes a minute for the firmware to download, in which it's a lengthy process just downloading the firmware. But once you get the firmware downloaded and you extract it from the WinRAR or the zip file, then that's when you'll be able to utilize that proper file that will allow you to be able to place it back on any firmware. Since this is a Galaxy Note 2 from Sprint, the latest Android version is 4.4.2, in which we showed you in our previous video about this device in part 1, in which we're in the process of flashing this device over to Boost Mobile, in which it's a bad ESN device, in which we have to use a donor in order for it to work, in which the customer, they're definitely going to like the service by the time we get done, in which of course we cannot show exactly how the device is flashed because it's much more technical, in which we'll show you that all features are going to work, everything's going to work fine on this device by the time we're done, in which we had to change this device back to stock because since we have to flash the device the manual way, it's not getting into the proper diagnostic modes, where it'll get into the proper diagnostic modes, but it doesn't pull up any COM ports or anything on the unit, in which we were informed that that we basically had to put the device back to stock. So as we showed you in the first video, we're trying to flash it over to Boost Mobile, and it's on custom. So therefore we cannot flash it manually. If this was a clean ESN Galaxy Note 2, we would have been able to just leave the custom stock on the device. But since we have to flash it the manual route, we just cannot keep the same custom ROM on there, in which I'm not sure if you can still do a custom ROM, in which we're going to do some beta testing. We're going to do some beta testing where after the flash is done, to see if they'll be able to still add the custom ROM. But if not, then we'll just avoid the custom ROM, in which it shouldn't really have an effect, but normally we just like to be on the safe side. So I wouldn't recommend doing a custom ROM unless you know for a fact that you're not going to lose the flash, because if the device has to be flashed the manual way, then it cannot you cannot do a custom ROM. You cannot use custom ROMs. It has to be stock in order to be flashed, just because we have to do everything the manual way. Okay, this is about almost done, in which once it gets done, we'll know the results, whether if we have to do a hard reset on the device. Also, we have a new service with Boost Mobile. I believe it's for Boost Mobile devices. If you have a bad ESN Boost Mobile handset, we can get that removed out the negative file as well. We can repair it out the blacklist, in which we have some videos coming up soon showing and testing with bad IMEI Boost Mobile iPhones that are in the negative file, in which it's a very good service. We're currently in beta tests right now. We do apologize if it takes us a minute to respond back, in which we receive a very heavy call volume on all of our services, in which Yeah, we're out, but we make sure that everyone is done successfully. In which, if not, if there's always any type of issues, don't hesitate to contact us or email us, in which we'll make sure that you're up and going. Okay. Hopefully we don't have to run a hard reset on this unit. And everything just goes back to normal. Yep, I guess we don't have to do a hard reset or anything. Thank you, Jesus. Come on. 18, 18, 18. So, come on now. Sometimes you want to rush, but it's like you have to be very, very patient when it comes to these particular types of services. Because if you're very impatient, then you take the risk of breaking it, in which soft bricks can be recovered as long as you can get into download mode, in which I wouldn't take the risk if it's a newer Android device. I wouldn't take the risk of trying to downgrade it once you hit that Android 5. As a matter of fact, 5.0 can be downgraded, but 5.0.1 and above cannot be downgraded. So you want to make sure you keep note of that right there, where if you have any issues or anything, just let us know, hit us up, in which we'll make sure that your devices are in ship shape, in which you'll be all set, you'll be good to go. In which we're gonna go ahead once this phone starts back up. We're gonna show you that it's back to stock and on 4.4.2. Great, we didn't have to do a hard reset. Okay. Go to settings, more, and then about device. It's about device. As you can see, 4.4.2. Upgrade successful. Thank you for watching. Tune in and subscribe to our next video, in which we're gonna flash this device over to Boost Mobile. It's a bad ESN device, so therefore it has to be flashed the manual way, in which they're gonna be good to go. They're gonna be all set. They're gonna be all good and gravy. Thank you for watching, and tune in to part 3 when we have this fully flashed over to Boost Mobile.